Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now today is Sunday, so you know what that means. It's time to go around the net with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. So on the docket for today, we have a lot of folks trying to make travel easier for you this week. We'll talk about the TSA improvements. We'll talk about a clear pilot program. We'll talk about some Admirals Club lounges. We'll get some British Airways going in there as well. Then we'll close with some interesting credit card offers, primarily on the cashback side, but they could go, a long way in your strategy as well. So definitely stay tuned for that. So of course, if that sounds interesting to you, then go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, of course, it's been actually a while since we've talked about travel and lounges, but this time they are back dominating the headlines. So let's start off with TSA, specifically going through, the TSA security line. You know how it works. Generally, you go through, you have to give them your ID, driver's license, something like that, passport, and your boarding pass. Well, now it looks like TSA has been quietly making upgrades that are going to remove the need to show them your boarding pass. So let's take a look at this. So what they're calling it is Credential Authentication Technology, or CAT for short, because why not? So you may have used these already, but what it does is it scans your ID. So it's like this little black machine. You hand them your ID. It runs your full ID. They give it back to you in a matter of seconds. And what this does is, what it can now do is match it with, a boarding pass and your TSA pre-check or global entry if you have it. So it can match that just off of the ID. And then it's also going to check for security flags as well. Now, the forms of ID that are supported by this CAT system are going to be a passport or your passport card, global entry card, Nexus card, permanent resident card, or a driver's license. It must be either the enhanced version, which is the one that lets you go across the border with just your ID. I think it's an American flag on it, or a real ID, which is the one with the little star on it, and that has to happen. You have to have that by May of 2023. That launch got pushed back a little bit because of the pandemic. Now, overall, if you're wondering here what airports that's in, not going to read them all off, but I'll leave this on screen for a little bit so you can take a look at it. So, they have about 1,700 of these systems, in place across the country. So overall, that's solid representation, at least at the major airports. Now, I do believe I've used one of these a few times, actually, but at the time I was flying, they were still asking for the boarding pass. But as I remember, it's like a little black box that you just kind of slide your ID into. It scans it. But again, they were asking for the boarding pass as recent as a few months ago, I think. So overall, this is good. A lot of confusion happens, especially with newer flyers, people who don't fly as much, trying to figure out, did I get the paper one? Where is it on my cell phone? Did I turn up my brightness? People always want to hand the TSA person their phone, and the TSA person always jumps back like they're not allowed to touch your phone. On and on and on. So overall, this is a great update and can help, make the lines a little bit smoother now. They can do something about the actual screening process. I think that would be next. But overall, this is a nice change. So if you've used it recently, give us a shout out down below and let us know if it made a noticeable difference in your TSA journey. Now, not to be left out here, making your life even easier, normally right next to the TSA line is the Clear line. So Clear is also getting back in the mix, trying to do something to make your life even easier getting through the airport. So what they're doing now is having a pilot program, and they'll call it Clear Premium, because why not? But at least it's not Clear Platinum, I guess. So they're calling it, you're going to get a personal Clear ambassador. That's what the person is called, at least. And that's basically going to escort you from curbside all the way to your gate. Now, this ambassador can help you with baggage check. They can help you through clear security screening, and of course navigate the airport terminals, getting you to your gate. Now, the single reservation right now is $79. So again, that's on top of having Clear. And then after that, you would just add this on depending on if you wanted to do this or not. It looks like a single, you get a reservation basically. Now, it is a pilot program, pun probably intended there, at Orlando International Airport, and there are limited reservations right now. So overall, I think this one's more so. That one could probably come in handy, I guess, if you have like kids or something, you have a lot going on, or if maybe if you're in a hurry. They don't give a ton of details on can they get you through security faster, right? Because the weaker part of Clear is that yes, you can go pretty quickly through the Clear line, much faster than even getting to the TSA line, but you all end up bottlenecking right at the TSA screening. You have to get the TSA screening before you can get through the airport, and that, in my experience, is where it all kind of falls falls apart. Even pre-check kind of falls apart because yes, you can get through quicker, but it's still, you're just kind of in the mix with people again who don't really know what's going on. Sometimes they're only running one or two lines, that whole thing. So if this could get you through security much faster, like they had like a dedicated version of, premium security clearance, then yeah, sure. I think this has potential. So again, right now, super small pilot in Orlando. So if you've flown through Orlando, if you've considered doing this again, let us know your experience, or let us know what it would take to get you to pay an additional $80 on top of your annual Clear membership to take advantage of this. So once you've gotten through the airport, either through TSA, scanning your ID, or through your Clear Ambassador, we now have updated airport lounges specifically for Admirals Club and American Airlines coming soon. So we don't talk about Admirals Club too often. They're kind of out of the mix. Is normally dominated by Delta or Centurion or stuff like that. So let's take a look and see what they're doing with their refresh. So again, American Airlines, they operate the Admirals Club. They're going to start refreshing them, starting with Reagan International. That's going to be up first. Now they also have additional clubs coming in New Jersey and Denver Airport, so they're going to take on the new aesthetic. So we do have some quotes here from the Admirals Club refresh that are worth noting. So the new Admirals Club interior design is inspired by our customers who tell us that their favorite aspect of visiting our lounges is feeling that they're coming home. And the second quote here, this design is the culmination of a partnership between American and the award-winning architectural firm, well known for their designs in hospitality space. Each element was thoughtfully developed to create an environment of calm with natural wood and open spaces so our customers can relax and feel their best as they prepare for the flight. So that was from the managing director of Premium Customer Experience and Onboarding Products. So of course, no one ever says, hey, our new designs are going to be awful, we're going to go budget, right? But no pictures and no mock-ups yet, but that's what they're saying. So, overall, again, I think it's just harder to get Admirals Club. There is that one American Airlines card through Citi where if you get, like, the executive one, you can actually get Admirals Club for, like, you and up to, like, 10 authorized users. That's actually the best way that people end up spoofing it. But overall, again, it's anytime, one of the major carriers, decides to, hey, we need to step up our game and match what Delta and Centurion and those guys are doing. Overall, I think it's a pretty good thing. Now, again, I haven't really frequented any Admirals Clubs, but if you have, or you have a favorite one, or you have some hopes on what this new calming design will look like, again, shout it out down below. Love to hear your thoughts on that. But now we're going to stay on the lounges, this time talking about British Airways and Priority Pass. So over in the States, Priority Pass is it seems like they might be in an arms race since they kind of broke out with Plaza Premium a while back. But again, we just talked about it. Admirals Club getting better, Sky Club's getting better, Centurion Club getting better, Capital One bringing lounges, Sapphire bringing lounges, right? You get the point, right? So now I think Priority Pass is like, oh, this is kind of an arms race. We need to load back up. So Priority Pass is going to actually add access to a few British Airways lounges over here in the States. So let's take a look at this, see where you can get in with your Priority Pass membership. And so here we have, they're talking Newark Liberty International, that's New Jersey, so you could get into that one, open 5 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. daily, so cardholders don't have access outside of these times, it seems kind of limiting. You have San Francisco International Airport, open 8 to 2 p.m., that's the time you can get in as a cardholder. Then, of course, you have Seattle, open 5 to 10 a.m. Again, that's the time the cardholders can get in. Dulles International, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then they have Baltimore Washington International, 5 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily. So, again, you'll be able to get into those lounges with Priority Pass. Now, overall, anytime you're adding extra spots that you can go, I think that's a good thing, right? Because that's the biggest knock on these lounges, right? It was always exclusive, then all of a sudden they opened it up to everyone, and now it's overcrowded. We've all had this discussion before. So, adding more is fine. The exclusion, the hour seems a bit much on some of these. Honestly, I think it's, probably British Airways saying, hey, we've done the research. We know when our times are the busiest for our flight. So, yeah, we can, probably have some kind of deal with Priority Pass, but as long as it doesn't affect the people, flying British Airways the most. So overall, more options is good. I do think they should probably be more expansive with their hours selfishly as a Priority Pass person, not a British Airways person. So anyways, that is all of our travel stuff for the day. So now we're going to close out, just in case you're not a travel person, you're more of a cashback person. We do have some decently improved offers on credit cards that I want to take a look at because some definitely caught my eye. So we'll call this a lightning round to close out the show. So first up, we have the City Double Cash. Classic 2% card, 1x back, 1x when you buy it, then another 1x back when you pay. That's how you get your 2x back, but basically 2% card. This time they're talking about $200 back when you spend $1,500 in the first 6 months. Now again, $200 might not move the needle for you, but we rarely see, if we've ever actually seen a bonus on the Double Cash. This one actually caught my eye, and I am thinking about doing it since I did get denied for the Premier card. Hoping the Double Cash will be an easier approval path, or they'll be less sensitive. Now, if you're not a City fan, we have the Freedom line from Chase. They do have a $250 offer on each of the cards in branch. However, you do not get the 5x back on gas. It's just $250 as opposed to the $200. So I throw it out there because some people could be interested in that as well if you just need to pick up a card where maybe you're covered on gas. Bank of America is now sending out targeted product change offers again. This time, you could be, if you have like a Bank of America travel card or something that you haven't used in a while, they were generally offering you to change it to the new unlimited cash card. That's the gray one that gets 1.5x back. So those are targeted. Looks like $200 back for $1,000 in spend, but again, it's not a credit pull or not a hard pull, not a new account, just a targeted product change, which I think is nice in the way a lot more issuers should treat product changes, in my opinion. We also have the Wells Fargo Active Cash. This time the offer is up to $250 if you go in branch. I believe it's $1,000 in spend. Now that, it's kind of a little bit of a 2% rivalry we have going on between the Double Cash and the Active Cash there. So again, normally it's $200. So if you're looking for the card, not bad, pick up an extra $50. And if you're on the travel side, Capital One Ventures coming in at about 100,000 points for a whopping $10,000 in spend via the pre-approval tool on Capital One. So you may have to play around with this one a while. It's probably not going to be everyone, but it's worth a look because it is a lot of points if you can hit that spend. And then we have the Amex Business Gold card coming in at 130,000 for 20K in spend. A lot of spend, but it is a business card. People are finding this offer incognito, and there's also worth noting that you may be able to phone in and ask for 190,000 offer as well. 190,000 points, that is. We've seen that work with the Platinum card or the Business Platinum when it had a super high, I forget how many MR points it was, but it was targeted, but because the spend was so high, if you would call in and just ask for it, Amex would target you and just send you the link or take your app over the phone. So those could be worth checking out. Again, I do think for me the Double Cash is on my list primarily because I want to, as I've talked about here before, I want to get another City card to product change it in 1 year's time to have a second custom cash. You are allowed to do that now, so that's probably the one I'm going to go for. I'm going to give it a little bit of time working on some other sign-up bonuses, but of course, let me know which one of those offers you're interested in, if any of them, or what other offers have you seen out there that have caught your eye. And lastly, we'll close on a shameless plug on top of the offers. If you just want even more cash back, then of course, check out the second channel. It's still fairly new, right? We're getting close to 1,000 subscribers where we focus on bank account bonuses, which are a great easy way to add more money onto your earnings, right? Both Citi and Wells Fargo have bank account bonuses. So if you're going into a Wells Fargo branch, might as well check out that video, open up a checking account with them, stack on top of the $250 active cash bonus, then you're doing something. The same with Citi, right? They have bonuses as well, stack it with the Double Cash, and then there you go. So link down below if you're interested in that, as well as to all these offers. But anyways, guys, that's been the news for the week. So of course, if you like this one, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel. Again, posting content just like this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And of course, right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. Question for you guys is, very interested to hear of your experiences around the country with these travel upgrades, especially TSA, or if you're interested in the clear credit, as well as what other offers you've seen out there, as well as headlines that caught your interest. Love to get your thoughts on that. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you on Monday.